Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, December the 22nd, 2022. Thursday, December the 22nd. As a typical Christmas show, we got people stopping by, seeing folks. We have Ava bringing Avery by to see Carly. Carly was very happy. She gave Avery these little walkie-talkies. And, her and Ava talked about the weather and is Sonny gonna have Avery tomorrow? And Ava's like, yeah. And Carly's like, well, that's all I got. And Ava was like, well, that's why I said I can wait, stay in the car. And so then somehow she says, oh, so you stay in the car so you and Nina could talk about me. You can call Nina, you could talk about me. She goes, oh, no. You're an off top. We don't talk about you. You're an off limits topic. And so Carly looks, she goes, well, then what? Do you want to talk about Nicholas? And she saw Ava's face and she goes, wait, what? Is there trouble with you and Nicholas? And Ava just said she looked. And so Carly's like, really? After you reveled over me and Sonny's breakup. And so Ava said, karma is a, right? And Carly did not rub salt in the wound. Ava said, no, he cheated on me. Well, not one, but two women. And Carly was like, I thought Nicholas had more sense than that. So, I mean, Carly didn't do her typical Carly stomp the yard, in your face. She just pretty much left that alone because she knows how it felt when Sonny couldn't give up Nina, you know. So then Ava says, okay, Avery, let's go. We got to go to the little jamboree where Chase and Blaze were performing. Chase, of course, showed up and they have Brooklyn's, oh, like, oh, you love me. You, Brooklyn. And so Chase performed, did a good job, and Brooklyn just knew that, oh, so this means we could get back together. And he's like, whoa, no, I am honoring my commitment to trying to help you get your songs back and stopping Link because he's a sleaze. Because he kind of manhandled Blaze a little bit. He says, I told you to look like a sexy Santa Claus helper or something, and you look like Santa Claus's mother or something. He was like, ooh, really crappy with the way Blaze was dressed. And he kind of grabbed her arm and pushed her off, and Chase and Brooklyn were looking like, ooh, no, right? And so he goes, yeah, no, he needs to be stopped. And Brooklyn's like, yes, he does. And in my mind, I'm thinking, didn't you make a deal with the devil, Brooklyn? See, and when Chase finds that out, okay, let's see. Or did she call that deal off? I don't know. And then we have Sonny. He brought Donna to the little uh reindeer bazaar jamboree, and they gave Nina a gift. It was a little ornament that he and Donna made for her, and she loved it. Ava loves kids, she does, and they tend to love her too. Because look, they too little for her to be nosy all off in their business. So anyway, Sasha was Ava's helper. I'm not Ava, Nina's helper. And I tell you, I say what I will about Nina, but she is big on volunteering. She really is. She's big on helping out, with charitable events. I like that about her. And she includes Sasha. And Sasha liked, being needed and being by a Nina. And, so that worked. It got Sasha out the house. It got her doing a good job. It got her not feeling sad for herself, during the holidays, especially during this particular period. So, I'm okay. It was pretty doggone good. So, Dante and Sam showed up, and Mac and Felicia. Dante won second prize in the ugly sweater, and his sweater wasn't ugly. Now, Mac's sweater was ugly. And Mac showed up late, and he's like, man, oh, did I miss it? Because he wanted to win the contest. But anyway, he got a lead, a hit on the earring. And so Felicia goes, okay, well, you got to go. And he goes, no, you're coming with me because this has something to do with you. And she goes, wait, what? He goes, involves you or involves you. You're involved in it. And so he tells Dante they got a lead, and Dante tells Sam, look, I have to go. They got a lead in the hook killer. She goes, well, then what you still doing here? Go, you know. So he takes off and they go to Shady Brook, or it's not Shady Brook. That's whatever. We all know the name of that place where Ryan is staying. Is it Shady Brook? Anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. So because Shady Brook, I think, is the mental place where people go check themselves in. I think this one is, I'll think of it. So there Heather, there Heather is just being Heather. Put reindeer ears on Ryan, and all he could do was just sit there like, girl, if I could move, I'm gonna slap you silly. You and she couldn't move. So guess what? She threw a little reindeer nose on his nose. And he's just sitting there straight faced because he can't do nothing. It was just hilarious to me. And she gives him a little gift. She goes, look, I got a gift for you. But then in this little box, and she has it, and she puts it like by his hand, and she goes, oh, but you can't open it. Oh, but then she hears Mac and Felicia, coming in saying something in Dante. So she takes it, she stuffs the box down in his little pants there. And she's sitting there, and they says, Heather Weber, what are you doing talking to Ryan Chamberlain? Get away from Ryan Chamberlain. And she goes, I'm his helper when his aide is off duty. And I'm thinking, you sure learned that fast, because that chart where they have to learn where he's doing all this, how do you know that means go down, no, two more over, or three down? And yeah, the L. I mean, I'm like, that takes some time to learn that secret Morse code, but Heather got it down, right? So they said, this earring, or he didn't have the earring. He goes, the earring that belonged to your ex-wife, Gladys, whatever her name was found at the last crime scene of the hook killer. Now, where is Esme Prince? We know it's her, and we know she is connected to you, because she befriended you. And so, because this has you written all over it. In his eyes, he's looking like, how did that earring end up there? Right? He's just sitting there. And Heather's kind of like, oh. And so she has a little letterboard, and he goes, no Ava, no answers. Right? Now how she did that fast, I don't know. My dog is getting ready to clear her throat again. I think she does that on purpose. She's a 15-year-old Yorkie, but she waits until I start she goes again. She waits until I start these videos to really have to clear her throat, and just anyway. But you know what? I can't get mad at her. She's doesn't have too much time left. But anyway, so they pretty much get nothing out of Ryan. What did they think they were going to get out of Ryan? Confession? How? Some police help? No, how? So anyway, after they leave, Heather takes the box out of his pants, right? She stuffed it down there, and he grabbed her arm, because the guard that was watching him walked to the other side of the room. He grabbed her arm. He said, that earring was on the necklace that belongs to me. You still have it. She snatched her hand out of his. He goes, you still have it? And I'm thinking, careful, Ryan, you talking a little loud, okay? And so she goes, I was going to give you this gift, but now I'm not. And she put it in her pocket. It was probably the necklace. Now, here's the thing. Remember, they said it sounded like jewelry clanging. That necklace had some trinkets on it. Maybe that's what was clanging. Heather would wear the necklace because I honestly believe she is the hook now. You know, she had the necklace. She lost the earring last night, you know, and somehow maybe there was some kind of struggle and Rory got the earring, or Rory may have tried to reach for her and grab the neck that came off the necklace, and he picked it up as he's stumbling as a clue. Okay. So it's leaning towards Heather. It's leaning towards Heather, but she was all in Ryan's face before they got there talking about, yeah, no, they are going to take care of everybody that hurt their Esme. Everybody's gonna pay. So they're gonna try to go on some kind of little carnage there, right? So okay, we also had she didn't really get in an accident. Her car came off the road. I guess she maybe got a flat tire or something. She couldn't change it herself. Let me tell you something. I can't even change my own flat tire myself. They put those nuts on because now they have that whole electric thing that shoots the nuts on them. Who can open those? Who can, like even Dex, he was trying, he's like, good God. So she had went a little bit down the road and called the tow truck because, you know, no, it takes something else to unscrew those lugs. It takes a little air machine that takes them off, you know? So anyway, before the tow truck came, of course, she's like, you don't have to stay here. Why does Jocelyn do that? I can't stand her. You don't have to stay with me. The tow truck's on his way. I'm fine. You could go. She loves trying to dismiss somebody. And he goes, I'm not about to leave you by the side of the road, which she knew. And which if he did, she'd be scared because when he pulled over his car, all she could see was headlights. Oh, no, I'm fine, whoever you are. I don't need any help. She was scared. She's on the side of the road by herself. Chick. Well, she did saw it was Dex as he walked closer. So she goes, what are you doing here? He goes, following you. He relieved her bodyguard and he's like, so I'm making sure you were going to get home safe. And aren't you glad I did, you know? So then that's when he tried to do the little unscrew the lug nut and he couldn't. So then he's talking and she goes, well, when the tow truck was coming, a little sassy, and then they playing a stupid word game because he goes, it's cold out here. He takes off she goes, yes, I know, because she's standing there. He goes, let me give you my coat. And she goes, no, I don't want, she goes, then you're going to be cold. She goes, besides, if I wanted you to take your clothes off, you would know it. And I thought, oh, ooh, a little innuendo, Jocelyn. Ah. He goes, oh, really? And she goes, yes. Oh, so it's like that, baby girl. You had to kind of say, let me bring his mind to a little something else, right? Innocently. So he puts his coat around her. And I'm thinking, well, it's cold. They got snow in that neck of the woods. They wasn't snowing yet, but it did by the end of the show. So I knew you were cold in order for it to snow. And I'm like, you know what sense does this make? Her car, she needed to change her tire. There was nothing wrong with the inside of that car. Why on earth did the two of them just not get in the car? Wouldn't that get you out of the elements? Wouldn't it? Dex's car was working, and that car was still working. You could turn the heater on or get in Dex's car as you're looking at her car, waiting for the tow truck to come. With the engine running, you got some heat. But we're going to stand out here in the cold, kissing each other, forgetting that we can catch pneumonia. But they are looking for any excuse now to lip lock. And I guarantee you, within probably the second week of January, they'll be in the sack. They will be in the sack. And I don't know. They haven't done a young girl pregnancy in a minute. It just might be Jocelyn, because I kind of thought it would be Jocelyn and Cam. I really, really did. But anyway, I already said about the Carly and Ava brought Avery over. So Avery went upstairs and used the walkie-talkies Carly gave her and called Ava. So she had fun, because they said, Carly said, because you're too young for a cell phone, Avery. And Ava goes, yes, you're right. And I'm thinking, not in this day and age at all. I know my granddaughter, who's 4, has her own cell phone, not for phones, but for their little, Coco Melon, the little videos, the little music song videos. She has her own little cell phone. Does not receive phone calls, none of that. But, you got tired of you out and you got to give up your cell phone to her. No, she got her own. So anyway, but that was cute. I'm happy that Ava thought enough of Carly. Well, she goes, Avery wanted to come by. And I'm thinking, no, you knew that Carly loves your daughter. You knew that. And you knew you would take her by to see Mama Carly, because she still calls her Mama Carly. She still thinks of Carly as her mother. And if anything to this day were to happen to Ava, Carly, she would want Carly to take care of Avery. I mean, not that she would block Sonny out, but she would want Carly to step up and assist with Avery, because Avery loves her so much. Let's see. The only thing I'm going to say, okay, Spencer turns up at Trina's and she lets him in, tells him to take his shoes off. And I'm thinking, well, girl, you all shoed up. How come you're not walking around that house in your socks? But I understand he just came outside, so he just walked in the house, and then, so take your shoes off. But come on, when you after you take your shoes off, do you go wash the bottom of the soles? Because otherwise you should not be walking around in your own house with your shoes on. I have the whole shoes off thing too, but not really for guests. I mean, I have hardwood, I just clean it. But when I'm in the house, take my shoes off, and I have my house shoes on in the house, but anyway, that's another topic. So I'm looking again at, I'm trying to stop the camera. I mean, the video, counting all those stinking trees. I got up to 6. Who has 6 Christmas trees in one living room? 6 that I could truly count. I kind of thought there was another 2 over against the wall, but the camera never panned over there again, because I'm thinking, I think there's 8 trees in that living room. That is ridiculous, and far too many trees. So the last on the list is, like I said, we talked about Ava. Oh my goodness, my dog is going crazy today. So she's taunting Ryan, and as he's getting mad, she starts singing Silent Night, as she's getting ready to leave the room, letting him know, girl, you can't get up, you can't do nothing, Ryan. So she's singing as she goes into the other room. And then it goes to Blaze and Chase singing at the jamboree, and they're singing the same song. And I kind of thought, well, goodness, Heather almost sound better than them singing that particular song. They weren't, to me, they weren't singing that in the right key. Their voices, for some reason, did not make that song sound beautiful. I don't know. That was just me. Did anybody else feel that way? Yes, it's a beautiful song, but for some reason, them singing it was a miss to me. That was definitely a miss. So let's go to comment corner. And let's see what comments we have. We have quite a few comments that I'm going to go through on comment corner. And before I go into comment corner, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. One thing you're going to find out about me is I do this channel for fun. I do this channel for entertainment. Like, you're going to hear what now, 3 times my dog was trying to get Flim up. I did not cut. I did not start over. I didn't try to make it perfect, because this is just real life. I have 15-year-old Yorkies, and they are at the end. They lived to the expectancy, and they're going to make crazy noises. I could take all night to do a video if I cut and stopped it. So I'm just me. This is real life and I'm having fun. And I may call attention to it because you may hear it and think, what is that noise? It's my dog. So let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. Sheila says Tyler was the best Nicholas. IMO. And I'm telling you, Sheila, it took me a good 10 minutes to figure out what IMO meant. I'm not good with acronyms. And finally I said, could that mean in my opinion? Oh my God, in my opinion? So yeah, I love Tyler Christopher as Nicholas as well. Um, but I can't see him playing the part now because Nicholas has just gone so off the rails. But boy, would that put Spencer in check, just his demeanor. Sheila also says, I miss Nurse Epiphany. May she rest. I hope they give her the send off she deserves. I wonder where is Felix. I know I haven't seen Felix in forever. Is he working at Mercy Hospital now? I have not seen Felix. He was Ryan's nurse now. No, Felix isn't Ryan's nurse. Everyone else is in that role. No, it's not right. He was not Ryan's nurse. GH needs more Black doctors and nurses. IMP. What? Oh, was that supposed to be IMO and your finger missed the O and hit a P? Because I cannot think of what IMP would be. Come on now, Sheila. Now, Deborah. Deborah says, so funny Heather dressed Ryan like a reindeer. I think I think she was going to give him that chain he wanted, but took it back. Wonder how Rory had the earring in his pocket. Wonder if Heather is trying to frame Ryan. She knows he can walk and talk. No, I think that's what Heather just has been wearing because maybe to her, wearing a trinket of Ryan's around her neck as she was doing serial killer stuff is some kind of little thing to her, weirdo thing. Dorothy says, no, she didn't marry him. You're talking about Maxie and Peter August. Thank you so much because I asked that question. And Tom says, no, they never got married. I think he was trying to force her down the aisle though, wasn't he? And LaShunta says, when Joss was leaving Trina's house, they showed her bodyguard. They did show the bodyguard at the front door. But why did he not get in his car and follow her? Or maybe Dex called him and said, hey, man, I'm out here. You're off. Enjoy Christmas Eve. I got this. Maybe that's what happened because Dex is off for the night because Sonny's doing the whole Christmas Eve thing with family. And Lisa says maybe the bodyguard didn't know Joss left the house. I believe there's a back door to the kitchen. Yeah, that's Carly's house, but no, we're not talking about leaving Carly's house. We're talking about when Joss was at Trina's house, there was a bodyguard at the door, and I don't think that's Curtis's bodyguard because to me, Curtis and Marshall kind of seem to think they're a little macho for that. So I think they feel they're the bodyguards. I think that was Jocelyn's bodyguard. She did tell Dex she didn't want a bodyguard to come in the house. I know, but they do stay outside. And that other guy was outside when she opened Trina's door to leave. Annette says, in my opinion, thank you, Annette. In my opinion, the hook has nothing to do with Esme. No, well, it's Heather. So her mama's handling this. Anna Rihanna says, beautiful trees in the Robinson house, over the top, just the same. Trina needs to get past her guilt. It's good that Joss was there. Spencer can say he doesn't want to be like the Cassadines. However, I think he will be like Cassadines of old. Time will tell. Finn can get into a car with Chase and drive past those two women. Chase needs to keep his commitments. It's called integrity. Willow will make it. I think so. They need Nina and Carly to mess it into a great new year. into a great new year. Let's see what happened to my comments here for Comment Corner. My comments kind of disappeared on me. Let's see. Thank goodness Austin and Maxie are over. No, now my dog's gonna come right here by my legs. I am gonna push pause like this. Yeah, I had to go move her for a minute. Let's see. Back to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. There they are. Okay. Thank goodness Austin and Maxie are over. Never should have been together from the jump. They should at all. Not at all. They were a horrible match. Now he can move into being with Britt. I totally agree. And you put totally agree. Joss in an accident. My first thought was Dex and Cameron there. And that's how it'll come out. But no, it was just Dex. Where's Cameron? Cameron, we haven't seen him in forever. Nothing hurt that hard head. Thank you for a great recap. Appreciate your time. You know, it's funny. I think, you know, because the actor that plays Cameron, he's only does so few work days. They can't truly develop that story. You know, he actually is not even there enough to be around enough, because this is New Year's Eve. Yes, she was going to go visit Trina, but Spencer's Trina's best friend too. See, it would have been Jocelyn and Spencer going there to visit Trina. This is New Year's Eve. Not Spencer, Jocelyn and Cameron. And Cameron and Jocelyn would have went back to Jocelyn's house. I mean, yeah, it's too huge of a gap for her not to have dumped him, for him to be absent. How do they feel their relationship was supposed to keep going? They don't see each other enough, right? Goodness, that's how I feel. And then Ruth says, well, at last, it's not being a bunch of Scrooge in their house. Oh, talking about all the trees in Portia and Curtis's house. It's a whole bunch in that house. And then Ruth also says, no, thank God Maxie did not marry Peter. He's a waste of human space. And then says, hey, beautiful lady, a beautiful hat lady, I'm going to miss Sonia, who played Epiphany Johnson. I really loved her singing. She had a beautiful angelic voice. I'll bet she's rocking the house in heaven. Yes, if she could sing like there was no tomorrow. I mean, she could really sing. Then she said she actually agreed that Nurse Epiphany is definitely a mama bear at General Hospital. She'll sorely be missed by this fan and probably many more. I loved her dearly, her character, and the lady herself. She sings such beautiful hallelujah. Yeah, she would always sing that at the nurses' ball, right? Hallelujah song. Still her favorite song that she loved Epiphany to sing at the nurses' ball. So she says someone else will probably sing it. Well, I could tell you who else could really, really sing. I mean, that they may highlight, because they started highlighting her voice a lot, was what's her name, Nurse Amy, even though we don't see her anymore at all. Did she move with her brother? Is she working at a hospital now that her brother is working at, or near, or same city? But she could sing. Remember when Brooklyn first lost her voice? She was having Amy in the back really singing, and she was lip singing, pretending to sing. So yes, definitely Sonia Eddy will be missed. And then Adrian says, how did see her off Nurse Epiphany? That kind of got messed up. Maybe you don't know, the actress that played Epiphany passed away, Sonia Eddy. So we just wondering, are they going to do a tribute to her? If so, how? Or, you know, are they going to recast the role and keep that role of Epiphany going on strong? So we shall see what General Hospital wants to do. But whatever they're going to do it sensitively. And I mean, I would like to see, nobody could ever be Epiphany, but I would like to see that character transition into what she truly wanted to be, and that was a doctor. So I would love to see that and make her a really great doctor. You're right, Christmas exploded in the Ashford house. This is what Michael says. Ashford Robinson living room. I'm glad Josh was there for Trina. Chase is headed back to the force. Chase did do the right thing and will do the right thing and sing for the Christmas concert, and he sure did. He definitely did. Austin and Maxie put their dry relationship to rest. Maxie was never married to Peter, thank you. Their wedding did not happen. Miss Monica Quartermain, I hope Leslie Charleston isn't gravely ill. Joss is not, Joss got in a wreck. Why? What happens? Dex saves her. Well, yeah, she really did not get in that wreck. Thank God it was just tire trouble. And yes, it was Dex to the rescue. I saw Jocelyn's accident coming when she said she would take the back roads to avoid traffic. Rest in peace, Sonia Eddy. And then Carrie Jo says, I don't ever remember seeing Nina's husband. Maybe that was before I started watching. Yes, she was not married to him when the character of Nina actually came to the show. Well, yes, no, maybe. You know, unfortunately, she got divorced. Madeline made sure that she got that marriage annulled from Cyrus Clay when Nina went into that coma. So she was no longer married to him. But when she came to town, she was in a wheelchair pretending she couldn't walk, and she could actually walk. And she broke him up, him and Sam, because they were together. And it was the actor now that plays Finn, same actor. He was killed off, and then they brought him back as a different person. Carrie Jo says, I don't remember. Oh, you know, I read that already. Sandy says, looks like Chase will be going back to the force. I'm ready for Spencer, for the Spencer and Trina love story. Yeah. You know what? I forgot to talk about the Spencer and Trina idiotic, stupid plan. They're going to decide to play like they're a couple to draw Esme out of hiding. People are getting killed, completely killed, even a police officer who had a gun. So we're going to have Trina and Spencer, who comes up with the stupidest plans. Remember his plan to catch Esme the first time did not work in the least. This stupid plan he and Trina are coming up with is going to put them both in a world of danger. How they feel that that's okay for them to do is beyond me. They're using themselves as bait. Shaking my head, shame on them. I don't know what to think about that. I said, you've got to be kidding me. People are physically dead. People you know are dead. People you know were almost killed. And we're going to catch her. We're going to catch her. All Spencer could catch was pretty much a beat down in prison. That's about all he could catch. But we're dealing with somebody with a hook. I'm going to see her coming. How are you going to see her coming? Oh my God. We shall see. As soon as they said all that and they were planning, I thought, oh, I don't want to see that. That's a train wreck waiting to happen. And it's going to be a train wreck. So anyway, that's it for Comic Corner. That's it for Comic Corner. Hopefully there are less interruptions tomorrow from my little canine daughter. There is a humidifier on in the room to kind of keep things loosened up, but it is what it is. And hey, I will put this daily recap out anyway. So I will see everyone tomorrow for another recap of General Hospital.